Oh, I need music. Also, I need to pop out this chat. Rawr. And set up some music for myself. That will work. Come on, connect. There we go. Okay, now day 22. I'm gonna quit on day 21 because I couldn't figure it out because I'm dumb. Let's see. Great computing cluster. Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. It's about the Morris worm. Okay. Right. So, to prevent overloading the nodes, which would render them useless to the virus or detection by system administrators. Why is this so floppy? Ah, there we go. Not a fan of how floppy this is. Okay. There we go. Mm-hmm. The virus carrier is always located on a single node in the network, the current node, and keeps track of the direction it is facing. To avoid detection, the virus carrier works in bursts. In each burst, it wakes up, does some work, and goes back to sleep. Tea time. Okay, where was I? If the current node is infected, it turns to its right, otherwise it turns to its left. Turning is done in place, the current node does not change. Excellent, 2 people watching. You guys can say hello. Why is my stream health orange? Oh well. If the current node is clean, it becomes infected. Otherwise, it becomes cleaned. This is done after the node is considered for the purposes of changing direction. The virus carrier moves forward 1 node in the direction it is facing. Okay, that was funny. Diagnostics have also provided a map of the node infection status, your puzzle input. Clean nodes are shown as a dot, infected nodes are shown as a hashtag, a pound sign. This map only shows the center of the grid. There are many more nodes beyond those shown, but none of them are currently infected. The virus carrier begins in the middle of the map facing up. For example, suppose you're given a map like this, then the middle of the infinite grid looks like this, with the virus carrier's position marked with the virus carrier is on an infected node, so it turns right. Okay, so clean node turns left, goes here. And because we're not on an infected node, it turns right, cleans the node, and moves up. 4 times in a row, the virus carrier finds a clean, infects it, turns left, and moves forward, ending in the same place and still facing up. Now, on the same node as before, it sees an infection, which causes it to turn right, clean the node, and move forward. After the above actions, a total of 7 bursts of activity had taken place. Of them, 5 bursts of activity caused an infection. After a total of 70, the grid looks like this, with the virus carrier facing up. By this time, 41 bursts of activity caused an infection, though most of those nodes have since been cleaned. After a total of 10,000 bursts of activity, 5,587 bursts will have caused an infection. Given your actual map, after 10,000 bursts of activity, how many bursts cause a node to become infected? Do not count nodes that begin infected. You know? This almost sounds like it would be cool to solve with React. Nah. I think it's gonna be too much work to do it with React. Let's see, get my puzzle input. So this is the input. The grid itself is infinite. And we begin at the center. You know? This could be cool to do in either... I feel like doing this in something visual so that we can see the nodes changing. But what? Let's do it in React. Okay, so how do we do this in React? Yeah, let's announce that on the Twitters, because I think it's funny. Okay. Excellent. So, to do it in React, I first need to create a React app, because I am a lazy bitch and that is the easiest way to do it. So, create React app 22. Well, this is gonna take a while. And instead of having an infinite grid, we're going to make a grid of, let's say, 10,000 by 10,000. That sounds good. So CD22, and we say 22/app.js. Excellent. npm start yarn start. Let's do yarn start. Starting the script. There it is. Why is my computer being so slow? Alright, the streaming. Okay. And here we're going to render day 22, import day 22 from /day 22. Touch source day22.js, and we go here, day 22 imports React and component from React, and it says class day 22 extends component, which renders some stuff, and export default day 22, and we're going to say state equals so const input equals this thing. Okay. Yes. So state const equals split on \n filter row where row length is more than 0, like that, and then our state becomes what? So we have to parse this into inputs, or do we? No, we don't. We're just going to say grid is input of rows, yeah, and we're going to say width is 10, or not even, so width is, let's say, 10,000, and we render our grid, which takes grid as grid and width as width. Const grid and width come from this dot state. This is going to be changing, and we make a grid component, const grid, which takes, what does it take? It takes grid and width, and it's going to return what did I forget? Okay. So const grid is going to be a map of rows Actually, let's split those as well. Map or no, let's not. I'll figure that out later. So here we go through grid.map of what? Rows, and for each row we render a grid row. With row is row and width is width, like that. And const grid row equals row and width. And for starters we are just going to how do I make an array of 10,000? Empty JavaScript empty array of length filled with zeros, let's say. Perfect. So new array of width fill with 0, or actually let's try this. So for each one we're going to let's just say it's an index for now, or rather we don't need anything, but we do need the index. So for 10,000 we're going to render a div. Does a div make sense? Yeah, a div makes sense. A div with a style background black with one pixel height. No, let's do 2 pixels. 1 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel height, like that. And it is just a space character, like that. Bam. Okay. That's that. And here we have to actually render each row needs to be wrapped in a div, otherwise this is not gonna work. And div, excellent. Now let's see what that gives us. Black is not defined, right, like that. Each child in an array or iterator should have an index. Of course it should, but it doesn't need to for this case. Fill with 0. Key equals index, and here also our key equals the index because we really don't need anything else. Come on, React, you can do this. I think my computer is being a bit too slow for this today. Oh, because I'm trying to render 20,000 DOM nodes. That's the problem. Let's scale this back to a width of 1,000. So 1,000 by 1,000 nodes should be doable, you know. Okay, so they are definitely there, but why are they invisible? Oh. Oh, right. Display inline block. That's still not working. Height 2 pixels. Okay. So these guys need to also have a style with a height of 2 pixels. And let's see. Oh, maybe the CSS is also messing me up. Nope. CSS, index CSS. No. Okay, so this is not exactly a square now, is it? Let's try doing a flex box. So display flex with so flex, and how do I make a flex row? I always forget this stuff. Okay, justify content, so center, and flex direction is row, right? Okay, so row is the default already. Oh, I know what's wrong. Here, we shouldn't be doing this. What we should be doing, new array with fill of zeros and have the same map. Maybe let's limit this width to 500. Okay, maybe doing this with React or the DOM was a terrible idea. Because now my Chrome tabs aren't closing. Come on. Really, is it that hard to render? How many? 250,000 DOM nodes. It's not that bad. Okay, perfect. So we probably don't even need this many. Let's try with just 200. Okay. Cool. So we have our playing field now. Now we have to splice our rows into it. So we have our grid. Now JavaScript splice array into array. Start, delete, count, and then items. So let's see, or let's see here. If I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I say splice from 2, position of 3, and we want to do 5, 4, 3, A equals that. We say so we take this from A and we say A equals, or just A dot splice, and then we print A. What if we do it like this? 0, 1, 5, 4, 3. That's annoying. Can I do this? A equals 1, 2, 3, 4, and we say A dot splice of 2, 3, and dot 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 5, 4, 3. Excellent, that works. Okay. So for our grid, we're going to say let A equals new array with filling that, and then we say A dot splice with divided by 2 minus grid of 0 dot length divided by 2. So that's where from. Then we want to splice grid 0 dot length. Oh no, we don't want to do that here. So for our columns, everything is fine. For this guys, this is where we want to do the fun stuff. Here, grid row, we say let A equals that, and we say A dot splice width divided by 2 minus row dot length divided by 2, row dot length, and we say row. Okay, and then we say A dot map, and our background is if A of I is different than dot, no, if A of I equals a pound symbol, then we render black, otherwise we render white. Yes. So now what isn't working? Let A equals that. And we have to return. So we return this stuff. Okay, let's try console logging A and seeing what's in there. When we give the row to our grid row, so again, we don't care about that. How do we put our grid in the middle? Okay, let's do this first. So this is going to put it in the middle horizontally and at the top vertically. Cannot read length property of undefined. If row, then we do this stuff, otherwise we do not. Okay. Aha, much better. Okay, so we're still going too high. Let's do width of 100. So if I do command plus, see, it looks kind of like a QR code. That's what I wanted, because I suspected it would make a great visual effect. Okay, so we have that. Now, how do we move it? Right. So if, let's do it this way. Let row equals grid of I, and we're going to make an offset there. So row like this. Like that. Okay. So if I is greater than width divided by 2 plus width divided by 2 minus grid dot length divided by 2, then return grid of index minus width divided by 2, no, grid dot length divided by 2. Okay, I think otherwise it's null. Let's see if that works. New. Let's make it grid of I, console log, no, we need an offset, so const offset equals, so we are trying to go so the index minus let's try that. If index is more than width divided by 2, then we return grid of index, otherwise we return null. See if that pushes the grid further down. Console log. Oh. Right, because by the time we get to width divided by 2, we're already way past the grid. So the index needs to be offset. Index minus width divided by 2. Let's see what that makes. I'm suspicious. Let's see. Let's make 2 grids. Although it looks mostly correct. Does that look like the same grid? Pretty much. Okay. Excellent. So I think that has moved the grid. Now let's see if it's actually in the middle. Day 22 grid. Come on. Oh, that's gonna suck. Root class app. Okay, anyway, we have the grid. We can give it more pixels. Let's make it 5 pixels per square. That way it's a little bit more readable. Now, that took far too long to build. Okay, so now we need to have the virus travel. Right? Right. Now let's see. The virus starts at the middle of the map facing up. Okay, so we say our X position is input of 0 dot length divided by 2, and our Y position is input dot length divided by 2. That puts us in the middle somewhere. Then we say womp. Actually, you know what? I think we should do this first. So our grid is going to become, we're going to expand it to be this stuff here, so that then we're just rendering it and we don't have to worry about expanding our grid. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do it this way. Constructor, or rather, let's say this is let's do start grid equals, or actually no, we can do it, we can shove it all in here. Let's shove it all in here. Let's say new array of 100 fill, yeah, fill with zeros dot map of an index, and we say let row equals index bigger than width. Let's say here const width equals 100, and we say width. Now we don't need it here. If width is bigger than that, then we say input of I minus width divided by 2, otherwise null, and we return new array with fill, new array of width fill with zeros, and we say map all of that, and again we take underscore and I, and okay, so underscore I and current input, ES6 map. I always forget the function signature, so current value index array A, so if row, then we say A splice width divided by 2 minus row dot length divided by 2, row dot length row, and return A. Exactly. Okay, so that's going to be our starting grid, and here we no longer need any of this stuff, so we just say row dot map, and we're not going to need the width either. And here we need to do just grid.map, row and index, like that, and we don't need the width here either, so we can remove that stuff, remove this stuff. Now this should generate the same grid as before. A is not defined. On line 37, row of I. It didn't work. Let's see. And here we can say cell. If cell equals that, then we do stuff. Okay, so let's see. Did it actually get built? This should give us 100 I. Excellent, that counts to 100. Console log I and row. Okay, that worked too. Now here, console. Oh. Okay, if row exists, let's see, console log row in here. Does that work? Okay. Why is it printing 49 times the same thing? Okay, console log of A. Let's see if the there we go. Nope. Let's see. Console log of A. So that should have been working. Okay, let's see. So we have React. So this has a grid of 100. The first grid, oh, we're returning too much stuff. So each grid should be an array of 100 elements. But it's actually... No, that should be fine. Oh, right. Yes, so here should be returning is let A equals new array of width fill with zeros, and we should be returning that. I'm doing something very wrong. So we have an array of 100, and these ones should be values, not arrays. I can't figure out what I had here, how I was doing it before, which is very annoying. Okay, let's see. This is why you should really commit stuff before you make massive changes. So our grid row, this is each row, and then we create a new array. I know what's wrong. Here, where I'm mapping through things, here I should be saying let A equals the new array, and then if row blah blah blah, like that. Now it's gonna work. There we go. It's skewed to the left instead of to the right, but that's fine. Okay. Now we have X and Y. And our direction is going to be Vx is -1 and Vx is 0 and Vy is -1. And on component did mount, here we're going to start the timer. This start and we're going to say the number of bursts starts at 0. Bursts is 0. And we're going to say this.burst. Burst activity. Now, burst activity does what? And it actually starts at width.length divided by 2 and just width divided by 2. Like that. And when we burst activity, what we do is, suppose you're given a map, then the middle of the infinite grid looks like this. When the virus carries, oh, actually, let's just fill these things with dots instead of with zeros. It's gonna make our life so much easier. Like that. Now, const x, y, vx, and vy bursts equals this dot state. Oh, and we need grid as well. So basically all of it. Now, okay, the middle of the infinite grid looks like this. The virus carrier is on a clean node, so it turns left, infects the node, and moves left. Okay. If grid of y and x equals a hashtag, then we say grid of y and x equals a clean node, else otherwise it gets infected, equals a hash. The virus carrier is on an infected node, so it turns right, cleans the node, and moves up. Alright. Okay, so to turn right, turning right is always let's not do it with Vx and Vy. Let's just say direction, and it starts at 0, which is up. So to turn right, we do direction plus 1. To turn left, we do direction -1. Yeah. Direction plus equals 1. Direction. And on an infected node, on a clean node, we turn left. So direction -1 this way, direction right this way. So to turn right, direction plus equals 1. Plus equals 1. Now if direction is less than 0, then direction equals 4. So equals 3. So 0 is up, 1 is right, 2 is down, and 3 is left. I think, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, actually, No, it's going to be easier with Vx and Vy. So Vx starts at 0, Vy starts at -1. Now, turn left. So if Vx is 0, then Vx becomes -1. So if we're not moving on Vx, it means that we're moving up or down. So if we currently weren't moving on Vx, it means that we were either moving up or down. We were either moving up or moving down. So if Vy equals -1, that means we were going up. So going left means Vx becomes -1 and Vy becomes 0. Actually, Vy is going to be 0 in either way. Else, it means that we were moving down and Vx becomes 1. Vx becomes 1 and Vy becomes 0. So that means, so this axis turning left, if we were going down, we turn left by going in that direction. If we were going up, we turn left by going in that direction. Else, moving vertically, previously moving vertically, then we start this way. We know that previously moving horizontally. So now we can say if Vx equals -1, that means we were moving in that direction. So turning left means we're moving down. We say Vy becomes 1. Else, it means that we were, so if we weren't moving that way, it means we were moving that way. So turning left makes Vy become -1 and Vx becomes 0. Now to turn right, we're going to do something similar. So turning right, if we were moving vertically and we were moving up, means it makes Vx become 1 here, -1 here. And now if we're moving this way and we move right, it means Vy becomes -1 and Vy becomes 1. Okay, so now we say x plus equals Vx and y plus equals Vy. Vx, Vy. Actually, let's do it this way. Vx, Vy become, let Vx, let Vx, Vy and x and y, come from this state. And we say Vx, Vy become this turn left of Vx, Vy. And we can make a function here called turn left, which takes a Vx and Vy and return vx vy, like that. Similarly here, we can take this out. Take this out, and we say vx vy become this term right of vx and vy, and we say turn right vx vy return vx vy, like that. So we have this, where are we? And we can say this set state, and we set x becomes x plus vx, y becomes y plus vy, vx becomes vx, vy becomes vy. Actually, we can just do it this way, vx vy, and we also have to update our grid. Right. Oh, and we have to say that bursts becomes bursts plus 1. If bursts is less than 10,000, then we say request animation frame this dot burst activity. Like this. Okay, so now we should see this thing keep changing. Okay. Oh, and let's also render how many we've done. So bursts. Here let's do div of our grid, and on the top we say h3 is going to be bursts. Nice. It's not the smoothest animation, but it's there. Let's make the grid a little smaller, maybe, so it's easier to re-render. That was very dumb of me. Okay. Cool, but it's working. So now what we need to see is what is it that we need to see? Here. This one has to see also display flex with justify content on the center. Style equals that. So that gives us bursts, and we also want to so that's our number of bursts. Then we want to say the current position. So X and Y. pos and infected is infected. We need to keep account of that. Infected, and here we say, where is it? State. Infected is 0. So first position infected is here. So we take infected out, and if we infected, we say infected plus equals 1, and we put that back into state as well. Okay, I'm gonna use that because that does look much easier. So we say Vx equals -1 times Vy, and Vy equals Vx. And here we say Vx equals Vy, Vy equals -1 times Vx. I don't think that one's gonna work. Actually, yeah, let's do it this way. So let underscore Vx become -1 times Vy, and Vy equals Vx. No, I'll just leave what I already have. Yeah, like that. And here we say, and we return underscore Vx. And here we say let Vx equals Vy, and Vy equals -1 times Vx, right? And we return underscore Vx. Cool. I knew this was something that would look cool if we visualized it. I suck at drinking out of this cup. Okay, now how do I speed this shit up? Git add dot, git commit -a-n, day 22 *1 maybe. Git push origin git push origin master. Okay, let's try making a production build of this. Maybe that will make it faster. Yarn build. Oh, I think I got sick. How do I serve this? Serve -s build. Let's try this then. Localhost 5000. Is it faster this way? Motherfucker. Okay. It is faster. Damn. Sweet. Oh, I just hope it's the right, you know, thing. There we go. Now I guess I just have to wait for this to reach 10,000. It's gonna be so annoying if it ends up not being the right result though. I think I need some food. I'll be right back. Why did it stop? I think my browser tab crashed. Because see, I can't interact. Cannot read property 14 of undefined. Where is that? Line 84. Okay. So I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna increase the size of our grid, and I'm going to make it so that we can see a red dot where it's going. So we take grid, and we take x is x, and y equals y. Then we go to the grid, x and y, and we pass them into grid row. X is x, y equals y. And in grid row, xy, here we're going to see here we also need where we currently are. So ry is going to be the index. So if ry equals if y equals ry and x equals I, then we render red. Otherwise we render black or white. So now we'll be able to see where we are on the map. And I'm going to increase the size to, let's say, 100. Yarn build. It's not as good as on its own. And serve s minus build. And we refresh this, and we go again. Whoa, did it jump? Okay, so there's a problem. It's not starting on the middle of our grid. See, it's starting at the top. So here, where is it? Here, where we're taking input I minus width divided by 2, we're not doing the right thing. Okay. Okay, first, how do we make sure it's actually starting at the middle? This plus input length divided by 2. That's gonna make it start in the actual middle. Okay, let's see. Let's try again. Where did the red go? Oh, fucking service worker. Darn start. Nope, still starting at the top. Well, this is annoying. This is something I never know how to get right. So, if we are, so index, if it's more than width divided by 2 minus input length divided by 2. So let's say we have a width of 100 and we have, how many do we have? From 4 to 2 to 28, so 40, 24, 12. So 50 minus 12 is 38. After 38, we have to start with the inputs, or with the rows. So width divided by 2 minus input dot length divided by 2. That should put us in the middle. Okay, we started in the middle. The problem is our grid didn't show up. Like that. No. Let's see then. Console log of I and of width and of our center point, the start of our grid thing, and this. This should in theory be correct. Okay, 37.5 is okay. So when we reach 37, why? Okay. Here, let's say method floor of that. Method floor of that minus I, is that gonna work? Let's see. So when I equals 37, this should be 0, not 25. And it should actually be I minus that. Let's see, I minus. Okay, so that seems to work, but then at 28 it needs to stop. But you're right. Let's put a thing around it. So let's say div, or no. Yeah, because that's just a map. So div style equals border red. Oh, 1px solid red. Wait, that seems like it's gonna work now. So we say yarn build. And serve. And we go to localhost 5000. And there's a stupid service worker. Cool, and now we just observe until this finishes, I guess. I wonder why it keeps jumping like that. Now let's see if Vx is greater than math.abs of Vx is greater than 1, or math.abs Vy is greater than 1, console log jump Vx Vy. Okay, let's do that. Yarn build. Serve as build. 3-time refresh. And let's see if it's actually jumping or if it's just it just looks like it's jumping. Actually, let's refresh again just to make sure. Oh shit, it's already pretty late. Doesn't think it's actually jumping. Oh man. One downside of doing this in React is that it's a relatively slow way of doing this thing. I wonder if this would run faster if I stopped streaming. Probably will, because there would be more processing power available. Although it's still pegged at the request animation frame part. Yeah, I don't know what the jumps are. It's an interesting development. Looks like it's creating a pretty like a pattern. It's gonna reach the edge, and then we're gonna have to restart the animation. That's a problem. Bam. Okay, if it's gonna keep doing that, then we need to increase this by, let's try 200 by 200. Let's kill the service worker. But now, of course, because it has so many more squares to re-render, it's slower. Okay. Oh. So we are now 40,000. So we're re-rendering 40,000 DOM nodes right now. Maybe I should be using pure component. Actually, I'm not sure pure component would actually work here. Okay. Let's see. React pure component. Pure component. Okay, so let's do this. Grid cell of cell equals cell, I equals I, x equals x, y equals y, ry equals ry, and we say class grid cell extends pure component. Oh, it just added the import. Whoa, that's cool. Pure component. Check this out. it just adds up there. That's so awesome. I've never had that happen before. Return this stuff. Let me say const cell I, x, y, and ry are this dot props. Okay, let's see if that's gonna be a bit faster, because most of the time we're rendering everything pretty much the same. Like most of the picture keeps staying the same, so it doesn't make sense to keep re-rendering it. So we do multiple refreshes to get rid of the service worker. I can't tell if that's actually faster or not. Yeah, this definitely feels slower. Okay, let's go back to the previous approach, and I'm gonna keep it running and I'll be right back. I'm kinda sorry I stopped it. Okay, yarn build, application unregistered service worker. What's a service worker? So the fastest way to explain a service worker is it's basically a piece of JavaScript that runs, that a website or a web app can put in your browser, and it stays running in your browser, and it's usually used for very hardcore caching. So a service worker captures all fetch requests to your servers, and they serve assets from memory basically. And Create React App comes with a default service worker that's enabled. I'm not sure that explanation made sense, but I hope it did. I'll be right back. Okay. It's still going. And I didn't actually mute my mic. I'm trying to remember at which iteration it started building that extension downwards last time. Because if it doesn't start doing that again right now, that's going to be a huge problem. Because it means that it means that this code is not deterministic, and I really need this to be deterministic, because if it's not deterministic, that means something's wrong. And it's going to be really hard to debug what's wrong. Yeah, what are those jumps? There's some sort of weird bug when it jumps somewhere. I'm not sure what that bug is or where to find it. But I have a feeling this is looking different than it was last time we ran it, which means there's a pretty damn weird problem somewhere. I think. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Meh. Ah, there we go. That's... Did I? So, length... Oh my fucking god. Okay, so that would explain the jumps as well, because it was jumping where the insertion was wrong. Okay, yarn build. Actually, let's try it with just 150. That's going to make it slightly faster. Okay. Let's see. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we say dot length, that's undefined, and we say number of that, it's none. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Splice 2 of and undefined length. T T T T. Oh, right. A equals that. A dot splice A. Yep. Excellent. So now I have more fodder for Twitter. JavaScript. I'm gonna post it on Facebooks as well, because I can, and because we're just waiting for this to finish very slowly. Facebook is not a productive website, so it is blocked. Let's see. Bam. And a screenshot. Excellent. Oh. There we go, that looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Oh, cool. What's the app? I'm not sure what a straw poll is. Let's see. Straw poll. Oh, cool. I've never seen this before. Um, I'm gonna make some herbal tea for my throat. I'll be right back. Bay Area honey. It's supposed to be local. Okay. So the whole thing looks a lot more contained now that we fixed the jumping problem. What the hell is going on with my throat? Interesting. The small protrusion over there is still Let's see Software Kitten's website. Okay, that's not sketchy at all. Okay, so cool. This looks very nice. What did you use a library for the UI? Yes. No. Kittens. Nice. Oh hey, and it has live updates. Okay, this I don't know, it kind of looks like a dick to me, but it's growing. It's a good sign. It's doing its thing. Problem is, I think it's always going to hit the edge because it's not, the red dot is not going back. Now that it's at the tip of the dick, it keeps going down and making the dick bigger. Very annoying. My tea is boiling. No, it's going to reach the edge again. Why? Alright, so this is a problem. How can we fix this problem? Okay, I'm going to fix this problem by, first of all, so that because we know this happens, because I know this is going to happen, I'm going to move the entire chart from being in the middle to being further up top, and that way maybe I don't have to add more div nodes, because the div nodes are what's making everything super fucking slow. I could also make it so that it automatically expands when it reaches the edge. That could be cool too. Well, it got a lot further. Okay. So let's move this thing up by, let's say, 20. No, not 20. Let's say 15. Minus 15. Minus 15. And let's make it 170. And hopefully that's gonna give us enough space. Because I really... Yeah, I don't feel like making it so that we can... Or... So we have two options. We have the option of, because we know that we're limited to 10,000 tries. We're never gonna go past 10,000. So should I just try to make the original grid big enough so that we don't run out of space, or should I make it so that we actually expand the grid when our thing is reaching the edge? No, it's definitely easier to just make the grid bigger and to do this offset towards the top. It's gonna make my life a lot easier, because otherwise there's a bunch of complications. You have to expand it either on the left or the right. If you expand it on the left and at the top, then you have to move the position by as much as you've... Yeah, I guess it could be done. Okay, serve, let's try this. Now it should be further to the top doing stuff. We'll see if it works, and hopefully it's not going to reach the edge. Wait, did it start at the middle? Yes. No, I think we can move it even further up. Let's say minus 20 then. Offset equals 20. Minus offset, minus offset, minus offset. So software kitten, what's your backend built in? I should not just be eating straight up honey. It's pure sugar. I'm also not that big a fan of this particular honey, but this is what we have. It's like too sweet or something. Wow, I've been doing this for 2 hours, and it's mostly because the solution I built is pretty damn slow. We haven't even tried the first result yet. It's annoying. Maybe I should stop this live stream because it's you know, I should get to doing other stuff right now. And I think this is going to run a lot faster if I stop streaming. Okay, I'm gonna actually stop live coding now because I do have some other stuff I have to get done, and I think this is going to run much faster if I actually stop wasting most of my CPU on the stream. So if you read my post tomorrow morning, you'll see if the solution worked or not, and I'll see you guys next time. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream the next 3 Advent of Codes because I'm not gonna be home, but I'll give it a shot. So see you guys next time.